In today's video, I want to show you how we built this edging using Good Stuff spray foam insulation or spray foam expanding foam, whatever you call it.
That's really the good stuff. That stuff is so good. It really is.
And mortar. I'm going to show you the process, how we did it. And today we're actually going to plant it up and show you the whole area all cleaned up. But this was an absolute experiment where I thought, I wonder if I could spray outdoors insulation and just spray it, let it grow, and literally just throw on some mortar on it. Will it actually live? Will it be durable enough? And I'll show you one part that broke off and I'll tell you why and all the good things. And then I'll show you it all planted, all the fun. So join us for that. Here you can see the part that broke off. One of my friends was driving a golf cart or this golf cart right here, and he accidentally drove it over. But it's kind of nice because I can pull this apart and show you. Once I get the soil blown off, you can see here, this is just spray foam insulation that expanded. And when I first did it, it was an absolute experiment. I haven't seen anything like this on YouTube, so I didn't know if it would work. And it totally did work if you don't drive a golf cart over it. But I will show you on this video some images of when I first started. It was so easy. My son even helped me just spray the border, just spray foam. And it looked hilarious by itself. And then we went ahead and let that set up a little bit. I waited like 30 minutes, if that. And then I went ahead and mixed the mortar. Now, some people say you can wait a full day till the foam cures, blah, blah, blah. I didn't. I was impatient. It's fine. So then, yes, I mixed the mortar and I try to mix it a little thicker. If you mix it a little watery, it doesn't want to stick to the foam. I did learn that. And I started to mix it that day. And before I knew it, that day, it began to rain. And I thought, oh no, it's not dry. It completely ruined my project. And the fun thing is, because it rained, it actually stayed put. But it gave the project this weird, like layered, almost like real rock look. And it looked coral reef-like. And I'll show you a little bit more in the pictures somewhere. I'll find right after it rained, you can see that effect. And then it just kind of got that effect there. But anyway, I don't know if you guys can hear this. These are rock solid. They are not going anywhere. Even when it rained and it was slightly wet, it stayed put. And it did give it this effect. So when I finished the rest, after I was going, I actually used the hose a little bit on the mist setting just to give it this touch and just to kind of let it droop, let it make these kind of organic rock shapes. I did with my hand go in and kind of define in between to see if that would give it a bit more of a rock feel. This is, again, a total experiment. So if you hate how it looks, this might not be the video for you. But if you want to experiment and try different looks and styles and see what you can accomplish, I think it was a fun project. It was inexpensive. After it dried, it cured, and it was white, so it did not have a rock color to it. So I just took you can say craft paint, any paint at all, and you can even add water to it, black and white. And then you just paint it one color first. If you want to paint it the lighter color and then go back, you can paint it the darker color and go back. And then I use the dry brush just to kind of, give it some mediums, darks, lights. And then the last thing is you just take a little bit of dirt and you just rub it on there. And that dirt gives it a bit of that, just rockish tone. Once we're done with this, I will go ahead and use the blower and get the dirt off of the rocks. But that gave it a more natural, not as new looking rock type feel. And eventually we'll finish the landscape around. I'll show you that. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if this is something you try. But in my opinion, it was inexpensive. It was easy. It's a fun project you can do with the kids. And you don't have to dig is the biggest thing. So if you have to pay somebody to put some sort of edgers, they're not going to be as big as this. And you just got to dig. So anyway, let me know what you think. Let me show you guys a little tour of the plants we're going to do. We didn't grow plants for the nursery this year because we have a reason. We're going to tell you guys a little later. I don't know when. It's a fun reason. But anyway, here is Cleome. We did grow these for ourselves. Cleome in the middle. If you have deer issues in your garden, which we do all the time, we love to plant sun patience, but the deer love sun patience. We have since learned if we plant it by Cleome, they don't bother it. So we love planting Cleome and just putting it absolutely everywhere. And then here we have some salvia. This one is the Rockin' Blue Suede Shoes. And then I believe this is a different color sun patience than we normally do. Normally we do the lavendery color. This one's the pink, compact blush pink. We're going to be very excited to see this bloom. I want to see these kind of grace over the rock and just be, I don't want to even see soil, and I think it'll be really cool. Now you're wondering, this is out in the middle of nowhere, and I wanted to show you guys how we watered this because it's a super cool sprinkler. Holly's planting this up. We got some more Cleomes here. We got I think is probably one of my top 3 favorite plants ever. Marshmallow Bidens. They look innocent right now, but it'll cover this whole area. We got some canna lilies that came back from last year and some lantana, which I don't think we've ever had lantana for us. We've had lantana for the nursery and they always sell out and we never have any for us. But this is the luscious Royale Cosmo lantana. They're going to get huge and take all over the spot. And because our heat is hitting so fast, they're going to take off. And they already have blooms going. Holly did a good job spacing it. Look at that. Normally she crams them in, which is fine, you can. But she spaced them and she was conservative. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. This is our sprinkler. I love this thing. This is the auto sprinkler. At first, I thought it was weird. And then I thought it would be too harsh on the plants. All right, so I have an app here. This is Auto Sprinkler. It wasn't cheap. I bought it 2 years ago and I got a really good discount and deal, but it's not a cheap sprinkler. They went up a lot, like 100, 150 bucks, now more than they used to be. But let me show you guys. I'm gonna water it, 1 inch, start watering. This is on a timer. But what it is, it's like a 3D printer and it's solar. So this right here gives it all the juice it needs. I don't have to plug it in. It's only plugged to the hose. I'm gonna put this here and bury that. This is a quote unquote hose, but it's just drip tubing, 3/4 inch drip tubing. I wanted to get more water supply to it to see if I can get more pressure because my water pressure was getting low. This has to, or it had to be invented by a guy. You're going to see exactly what I mean right after you see when it starts. So right here, it's going to ask me how much. Start watering now. I'm going to do 1 inch depth. I mean, just a lot of water. And there it goes. So it's like a 3D printer. It shoots out water and you can choose on your phone the parameters. So you can see here little points I made, but you can turn the water on. Sorry if it's too bright and you can't see my phone, but I just turned the water on here. You can see it shoots it out. And then I can select here how much. If I want to go down right there to the line where the grass is, I can hit the button and then it sets the parameter there and then I can move it left to right. Right now it's hitting that plant. So I'm going to have to hit it forward a little more. And you can see right there. And it shoots about, they say like 30 to 40 feet. I can't remember how much. It really depends on your water pressure. For us, it'll go about 20, I would say. So right here, you can go ahead and see there. I'm going to shoot it out. It'll go about yay long. And you can see right there, I'm giving it the max. Once you give it a second, it will go even further. Anyway, at the beginning when we first got it, I will say the water stream seems pretty strong and I thought it was going to literally murder our plants because it's kind of rough, you know? It like big droplets of water, which is excellent for this grass, hence why it's doing well before it was dead until I got the sprinkler. But anyway, yeah, I mean, a heavy rainfall, plants can handle it. I would think this is kind of akin to that. So 2 years ago, we used it and I thought, I'm at least just gonna use it. Even if my plants get beat up, at least they get water because I didn't have drip. And now we love it. So I'm gonna get a second one at some point. Hopefully I can get a good deal and coupon.
Planting plants, planting plants. The random guy on YouTube is planting plants with flowers inside the garden bed made from spray foam.
It is all done. We got pretty cleomes here in the middle. Salvias on either side that's rocking the blue suede shoes, and then all around the perimeter. Look at this happy little guy. This is the sun patience. If you've never grown them, they can take the heat and the humidity that we have here in the South, like blazing heat, and thrive, survive, not die, and they don't need any deadheading. They don't even like fertilizer. They are picky about water, so you do need to give them water, otherwise they will droop. But if you water them again, they come right back. So it's not a big deal if you forget. That's all done. This is our faux rock garden edging thing deal that we made, filled up with soil. I will give you updates in the future, see how long it lasts. Total experiment. Let me know if you guys would try something like this, how you like it, and we will see, it's bright, you next time.